happens if I push this button. Oh, yes. Well, good morning. We try again. Hopefully now this works. I think a part of it is me still working out how to work my studio compared to, well, I use streaming software combined with YouTube, and apparently this time around it did not start instantly. Hopefully it has now. Yeah, it seems like I'm back up and working. So today you get it without the intro movie, because apparently I sort of had to push start at two places of the stream. Um, yeah. So the fun thing is that my streaming software tells me that we have been live for about 5 minutes, um, and the YouTube just said pending. Pending. So it seems like we're here. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes. Now I was like sitting there, I was like being like, why am I not showing live on YouTube self? Like my streaming software says we're good to go, everything is running. Today I think I don't even have sound issues. And there was still no screen. It was like still being, it's coming soon, it's coming soon, it's coming soon. And I'm like, what's going on? So, anyhow, I guess I'll get better every time we do this. Good morning. This is Wednesday morning here in the Netherlands, and the time has changed a bit. Now it is 8:37 a.m. Central European Time, which basically means there's a little bit less than an hour for me to have to start working. But as always, I'll love to hang out with you here in the morning. Um, just for a little bit of crochet and a little bit of yarn talk, a little bit of tea talk, before I have to start work. So that is kind of turned into sort of Wednesday morning rituals. Trying to give updates once in a while about work and so on, because I am in this situation that I know that I will be made redundant within the coming months. Still haven't had a finished defined end date yet. It could be 31st of August, but it could also be later. And then I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm probably going to be unemployed for a bit. And then, unless I find a job before then, of course, do some more crocheting. Who knows? And let's see. We have Susanna is here. Sarah is here. I think it's late for Sarah, if I'm not wrong, because you're like in the US. It's a bit easier for Susanna. She's in Perth in sunny Australia. And it is at 2:37 p.m. So basically, there is a 6 hours difference between you and me. You are ahead in time. Oh, hey, Michael, nice to see you. It's a chatty morning, definitely. So, I have some crochet stuff that I want to work on. So the goal is always to do at least 2 rows on my firefly cardigan before I have to start working a bit. And of course, I do that with tea. And today I am here with my lovely mug of tea, as always. This is a fruit infused tea from Pickwick, and it's infused with peach. So for those that's interested, it looks like this. Lovely, sweet peach infused tea. And for those that's been here for my morning lives, we know there are these tabs on them. They are in Dutch though, and it says here, I'll be kind to translate for you guys into English. Say, who would you like to give a hug right now? And honestly, who would I love to give a hug right now? My whole family. I live in another country. My whole family is in Denmark. I am Danish native. I'm here in the Netherlands. I'm happy in the Netherlands. I'm happy with my partner who's Dutch. But my family I don't see very often, and I would like to, if I could, give them all one big hug. Both those that I remember from my childhood that's long gone and past, but also those existing right now that I haven't seen since forever. Oh, yeah, I wish I could give them a hug. If you could right now, regardless of past ones or loved ones or current ones. Who would you like to give a hug? That is the question of the morning from Pickwick. And then I'm finding here my Firefly sweater, so we can crochet a bit on this. And let's see here. We're getting some lovely heads up. Michael makes Tunisian crochet. That's something I would like to try sometime out in the future. I might have to refer to your channel when I get to the time of wanting to try. It is 8:30 a.m. in Minnesota in United States, so Sarah will be heading to bed soon. And yes, it would be lovely if I could take a few months off between jobs. So the benefit is that once I'm made redundant, I will get a little bit. Obviously, they are obligated to pay me amount of money because they have to let me go, not due to my own, but due to the project that I work on, have decided to move all their activities from the Netherlands to Romania because it's cheaper. And the option was for me, of course, to move to Romania, which is not an option um, because why would I move to a new country? Um, Being here already like 15 years, and my partner is Dutch and he has a good job. We have a house, selling a house, etc. It's just for a job not gonna happen. It's not that job, because he would still need a one, and he wouldn't have one there, and he definitely has a better job than I do. So it's a no-brainer. Basically, it is. Um, so yeah, ideally, so basically that gives me the right of unemployment benefits for a couple of months with some requirements, of course, of having to attend meetings. I can write business plans, apparently, also, if I want to do that. And I can um, um, basically, I have to apply for, I think it's a job a week on average or something like that. And maybe there's a good job there, but on the other hand, I wouldn't mind just being on unemployment benefits for a couple of months, trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out and I'll definitely survive. But my yarn budget is somewhat limited at the moment unless it's a really damn good deal. Um, so that's why you don't see a bunch of yarn hauls currently, because my situation has been a little bit unknown for a couple of months already. Susanna has a flat white coffee from her local 7-Eleven as she's parked, annoying warmish fresh air and sunshine. Well, yeah, but even though it's like kind of winter at your place, isn't it? I think because it's getting summer here. Like last week we had the first like hot warm week of the summer. It's been a really cold spring. So being in the middle of the 80s, like that would be like somewhere between 26 and 29 degrees Celsius. So for the Americans, that would be like 80 to 85-ish, I guess. For us, that was pretty warm suddenly because our whole spring has been like 60 to 65. So it just like in a week jumped 20 degrees Fahrenheit, um, permanently kind of ish feeling. So that was certainly quite warm. So for those that's not familiar with my Firefly sweater, is I'm working on the back piece. I did all the increases last time around, so I just need to hopefully see if I can make 2 rows today before I have to start work. And I did say last time that I wanted to sew in the ends before this time, but I didn't reach that. Instead, I reached so many other things. I reached to finish my Darjeeling t-shirt. I haven't had time to block it yet, and I won't have time to block it before the weekend because it takes a bit of space on the floor. I'll show you that on the yarn talk that's coming Friday of how that lovely shawl turned out. It is 1:41 a.m. in Amarillo, in Texas, and a diet Dr. Pepper. Yes, I can imagine a little bit of caffeine. Like Dr. Pepper's is like caffeine, right? If I remember right. Um, So the firefly sweater is a quite simple concept. As I said, I'm working on the backing. Right now, it's crocheted from side to side, and I'm working on the pieces all the way in, yeah, left or right side right now. Um, I have the front piece completed already. Just for a quick show, this would be my front piece. Um, and obviously the back piece is a copy, except it's not as far down as a V-shaped. So not much more to say about this. The reason I chose to say the firefly sweater is my morning tea crochet project is because double crochets is easy to do while we chit chat, and I'm not in a rush to make it because it's summer and it's a sweater, so it should hence therefore be a little bit warm, I guess. Thank you, Mimi, and welcome. Welcome to the live. That's wonderful to see. We are a few people here hanging out. I am on an infused peach tea this morning, and the question for those that came late, the Pickwick question is, if there is anyone you hold dear or anyone in general you would like to give a hug right now, who would you like to give a hug? You also, if you watch the live afterwards, free to comment down below if there is anyone special you would like to give or send a hug. And feel free to send me a hug as well. You're welcome. I love hugs. Really, I do love hugs. I'm the hugging type of person. So I'm going to tell you some fun stuff then. Because when I moved to the Netherlands, quick heads up, I am actually holding two yarns together creating this. But when I moved to the Netherlands, and actually when I met my dad-in-law for the first time, the culture is quite different in Denmark and in the Netherlands. Let's catch up here just a minute. Mimi says she was headed to bed and so I was live. Sherry had always left messages before I could tell her you were live. Yeah, I'm trying to do it. I know it's late, especially for the East Coasters, because that's like 2:30 in the morning. But I also know we are a bunch of insomnias here and there. I'm personally one of those that likes to stay up late and get up late if I could. I'm an evening person rather than a morning person. Or a we used to say A and B. Like A is like you want to get up early and you go to bed early, and if you're B, you're like getting up late, going late to bed. But what I wanted to say about cultures is in Denmark, we tend to hug people. So we haven't seen people for a long time. You give them a nice hug, right? But in the Netherlands, they're a bit more like the French. They will give kisses on the cheeks. In fact, they will give you 3 kisses on the cheeks, starting left, right, left, I think it is. And the thing is, kissing on the cheek in Denmark is considered very close and invading your private space. Where hugging in the Netherlands is the same. So basically, what happened was, you know, in Denmark, if you haven't met anyone before, you will just give them your hand in politeness, to shake it and say, hello, I am Stina or whatever. So when I met my dad-in-law for the very first time, like in the Netherlands well, not the first time, but the second time or something like that, um, being with my partner, he brought me to see his parents. We were there and I gave him my hand to shake it. And what happened was he took my hand, he pulled me in and he started kissing me on the cheeks. And I was like stiff as a plank, being like, okay, what's going on here? I guess this is normal. Just smile and be like, you're close. um, and that's kind of how I got introduced to Dutch greetings, I guess, for those you care for. But it just felt so odd to me because, it was the first time we ever met. So, I found that pretty close invading my space. I'm not like, yeah, so I'm more the hugging person. I'm definitely more the hugging person. Um, Mimi says she would like to give a hug to her mom and her dad, niece's brother, late hubby Steve, and so many more, I think. So thank you for the hugs, by the way. Um, Very appreciative. But yeah, so that's why I said I'm a bit more of a hugging person rather than a kissing person. Um, but I've kind of learned here in the Netherlands that that's just normal. So I guess I've grown a bit more accustomed to that culture part, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I think it's amazingly lovely. But of course, I still find it's very invading space. But I've gotten better at, I guess, ignoring the feeling of personal invasion. It's a bit funny. Um, in the US, it's not correct to hug a man or other than your husband or family. So preferably you hug others from the side. Ridiculous. Okay, so you would hug from the side, like sideways. Wow. It's funny how each region is different, right? Um, and how you respect people, how respect is shown. But yeah, all these cheek kisses I really felt, and I still do a bit uneasy with. And I've been at it for 15 years. 15 years. That's crazy, right? Susanna tells in her family they don't hug or show affection, and I don't like people too close. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, or because I don't want anyone to feel sad. But I feel like giving a hug. Oh, thank you. In any case, I think sending virtual hugs regarding if it's a cultural thing to hug in real life, I think is this lovely gesture, right? So like hug all everyone. It's a lovely morning. Like I feel we are all in a good spirit right now, even though if it's late or earlier in the afternoon. That's a wonderful day. Meanwhile, I have gotten my new workstation. Last week I told you I wasn't working as optimally because the IT department broke my workstation. It's upgraded to a version apparently shouldn't be able to upgrade to, but it did. Now I finally got a new one, so I need to get it all up and running, um, which I will do after the first. We start with a morning meeting today, and then afterwards I will work on my workstation. I wasn't really in the mood to. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be live with you guys, and I'm not being paid um, from my employer for more than the times I'm available, so they can get to pay for me setting up a new workstation that they also broke. Let's see. Michael says, yeah, hug whoever will come it, male or female, and it depends on how they are. If acquaintance, then it's more of a side hug. If it's more of acquaintance, then a full bear hug. In the gay community, we hug. Oh, that's nice. In Denmark, we do tend to hug, but obviously only if you're really close or know each other very well. Like if you're a complete stranger and I met you for the first time, I wouldn't hug you unless I knew that you're the best friend of one of my friends. Then I'd probably be open to it because that means that my good friends that I trust also trust you, and then it's different. Um, but let's say we just meet for the very first time and it's a meeting or whatever, or I would just give you my hand and shake hands and out of respect doing it like that. And I think that's to do to, when giving hands and shaking hands, you kind of respect, you don't know what they consider personal invasive or not, right? Like you respect personal space. That's it, right? Um, and it sounds crazy in many aspects. Like I both loved and hate COVID, or the COVID period. The reason I loved the COVID period is because everybody learned the social distance rules again. which is something we've always had, right? Like if you go with a public transportation, you tend to want to sit on a seat alone unless you're forced to sit with people next to you because the bus is full. Um, and that's due to this social distance and social space you prefer to have. And when we were like, when I was doing groceries, picking up groceries during COVID, people respectfully kept their distance. Um, at least they try to. And now they have already sort of forgotten the social distance again, because now we are just back to the I need to get that, and you're standing too long to looking at that shelf, but I need the one just in front of you on the top shelf, and they will like walk in front of you and reach up to get it and so on. And I'm like, hey, 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 give me room. Like, if you would wait just 30 seconds, you would still get your piece of grocery. It's not like I'm picking up the last one. Um, so that's one of the things that I generally like during the COVID times was this social distancing, because I think, you know, if you don't know people, like at least stay as an arm length away from me, I guess. Um, Now I have to catch up again because you guys are chatty and we are sending hugs back and forth. Yeah, virtual hugs are lovely. Absolutely. I think everybody should have an extra virtual hug. Um, just because, you guys are here, you're chatting with me, you're definitely deserving it. If you haven't had a good day, you could use it even more, maybe. And if you had a good day, it just gives you this extra nice, comfy feeling. I guess happiness. We all deserve happiness in life. So Michael's telling us she's excited as tomorrow he finally gets to start his Bago Day shirt Tunisian conversion. So it's a Bago Day design that you're going to redesign into Tunisian. Is that what I understand from this? And yeah, if you haven't hit the like, do give me a thumbie. Some thummies would be nice. I know as these mornings, I know usually I don't get a lot of people's to pop in, and that's simply just because, let's face it, it is this time of the day where a lot of people are asleep, because I think like 80% of my community is Americans, and not all of them are night ravens. Um, yeah. But on the other hand, if I do end up unemployed for a period, I might have time to do some streams when I normally would be working. So that would be more like morning your time. But of course, not everyone will be available, because then some will have to go to work, which I don't blame them for either. I would have time to make more content. That would be nice. That would be nice. We are getting closer to be finished on the first row here, of the first row of this morning. I tend to try to do 2 rows before I start work, and I still need to keep time a little bit up because apparently this stream started a tiny bit late due to, well, YouTube being stupid. Because my streaming software said that we had been running for a while, but YouTube said I still had to press a button to go live, which was a bit funny, actually. Not used to it like that. But it's okay, it happens. I learned my lesson to double check. So next time I go live on a scheduled live, I'll double check. Mima says, Michael, I asked you a question about Tunisian hooks today. Email later if your email is on your about page. Cool, cool. Cool. And Michael already answered her. Michael has restrictions because it gives him more of a reason to stay at home and away from people. Yeah, that's kind of the challenge, right? I have to admit, a part of me is really a human person. Like, I enjoy being around people, but it has to be about people that you choose, right? I'm working from home, which is something I've really enjoyed, especially because I've had a full time. I still do for a couple of more months. At the earliest they can let me go would be 31st of August, but I still don't know if it's going to be the 30th of September or 31st of October or 30th of November, but it's going to be sometime this autumn, that or summer or autumn that I know. Um, but um, you know, I enjoyed working from home because first, the commute is amazing. There is never queue on the highways. It doesn't take so long time, etc. So if I had to work full time somewhere else and actually commute to work, they would have to pay good money to get me to do it, or I have to work less hours because the amount of hours you lose in the day on commute, you don't get paid for mostly, right? So it has to be something amazing for me to be willing to commute um, for long distances. Um, so generally, I hope I can find something similar as what I've been doing, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Um, I wish I had seen your blanket. I have to go rewatch that auction because the auction was held in the middle of my night, and as long as I do have to work the following day, I can't really stay up for late. That's just not working, obviously. As long as I do work, that has to have some priority in my life because it pays bills. It pays my yarn. Very important. It pays my yarn. Um, Having a resurgence of COVID. Yeah, it seems so. So I was sick 2 weeks ago and I did test and it said it was negative. Um, I am absolutely unsure whether it was a fake false negative or whatever, but I should just have had a regular cold. And I also admit it didn't feel as bad as I had the COVID back in 2022. Um, and it wasn't that bad. Heart, not yard. Catching up here. Yeah, it does. Can't anymore. Tired a few weeks ago since we have a battery mower with that shelf problem thingies, but it still hurts me a lot. Oh yeah. Um, Yard work. Um, I have fake grass actually because my partner has hay allergies, so we can't have grass or grass allergies. So he goes totally haywire when grass is mown. So we actually have plastic fake grass. And what can I say? Thank you. Thank you, Michael, for being you. No, thank you so much. Thank you for being you. I actually have to give you a little party here because that is what we do when people party like this with me. Thank you for being you. Thank you for this. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being you. Yeah, thank you for being you. That was very appreciative. Trust me. That made me really, really happy. And just your presence here is amazing. Definitely have to hang out more. And I may have to learn some Tunisian. I don't even have a Tunisian crochet hook. Um, Definitely have to look into it. Oh my good jolly. We can get more parties, I see. Um, yeah, Susanna. Well, I have to go watch all of the auction. I do. Went through some of the Jolly Ranchers, pick out a watermelon, love them. I have to have them in them. Oh, watermelon sounds nice though. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Unsure if it's Linda or if it's June that's peeking in, but good morning. Absolutely lovely to see you here this morning. Um, Not having a lot of time. In 25 minutes, I have to start work. So we have max 20 minutes left of this wife. Like in 20 minutes, I really have to cut down because obviously else I won't reach to turn everything on time. So I'm just catching up here. And thank you for the thumbie. Very appreciative. Absolutely appreciative. And I love what Becca Day is doing with her auctions for the, and we have to say welcome Michael to my channel as a member, and actually that warrants a new party. And we have lots of members here who got memberships. I think that's awesome and gorgeous. You're so generous this morning. I really have to go rewatch all that. Oh my goodness, you're all such stars right now. We have a new party, Michael and everybody else. Maybe in a few, I'll have one for you. But Michael, right now, this one is for you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And honestly, we have to be happy again for Mimi. Mimi is also super happy. Thank you. I love to hang around with you guys. I really do. Like, actually, in the beginning, I wasn't sure if live were being my thing. And I have to admit, I enjoy it more and more. Mimi, this one is for you. Do, 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 do. I finished, meanwhile, the first row, which makes me undoubting if I can actually reach to 2 rows because you are really chatty this morning. You are. So now I need to catch up on my chat again. Give me please a moment. So lots of people got memberships from Michael this morning. Mimi Loves Crochet, Jessica SMC, Sylvia Bryant, Teresa Sundin, and Great Lakes Gal Diane all got memberships from Michael, who is definitely a star. Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, like personally, I've only sold my work once, which was like I had made a pair of dragon skull gloves in January, and I sold them. And sometimes I wonder if I sold them too cheap. I might for the effort I made, definitely. But that's the thing with crochet, right? If we do want to sell our work, the reality is we will never get the actual hours back. If you look at just take the minimum salary of your country, state, region, whatever, and put that in, people will not pay that for crochet. It's just the reality. So I guess the closest we will get is a little bit of monetization here on YouTube, and enjoy the fact that there's a nice little bit of edit support. Yeah, because that's just not where I've been at yet. That said, I probably, if I do end up getting unemployed, if I can't even find a job, I will have to start selling some of my makes, and I will have to jump into doing so. Yeah, and then the question is, do you want to pay Etsy the fees, or do you want to do your own website? Can you drive enough traffic to that website, etc.? And it's not something I've thought too much about yet. Probably also a little bit because there's so many things going on right now, that it's something that I will easier have a time to think about once I'm not so busy for a boss paying me, but more for something that when I do maybe sit on unemployment pay, I will have more time to do stuff. I also, my partner has a business that there's a few things that I can help him with doing. Um, and I might actually also do that for a bit of period, because I know that if my partner makes more money from his business, he can support me should I not be able to find something to do. And that would be actually quite logic to help him do some training videos and so on, because he wanted to get some training videos for he's a software programmer, and he would like to get some videos on YouTube explaining how to use his program and so on. So I could probably do that, explaining people how to use settings in English would be absolutely wonderful, because obviously my English is superb. Um, and I can imagine spending some time doing that as well. Um, and we have thanks for the memberships. And yeah, honestly, I'm impressed with anyone doing craft that I can't do. And I haven't tried Tunisian crochet. So, but I have seen a few patterns I would like to try out. I might have to, Michael, you and me, we may need to become really, really good friends so I can poke your brain on Tunisian, actually. Um, but that is something that I will definitely not have the time to do before I'm laid off completely from work. um, yeah, I think we are all always more modest about our own work um, than what reality is. Be proud of the craft you can do. And honestly, if people tell you it's amazing, then it is because it is amazing. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Um, so the outfit I sold was basically a pair of fingerless gloves. I don't know if I might have a photo still on my phone, which might be flared away. Let's see if I actually have it. I do. Um, which will be better. Actually, I will see if I can put it up on the screen. Give me a moment because I have to transfer the photo to my PC and throw it up. So please give me a minute and I will see if I can do that for you guys. That's going to be the last thing because then I definitely can't reach to make this end done. I'll have to be realistic right now with what I actually can do with the time I have available. Um, so hang on for a minute. I am going to show you the single piece that I actually did sell. What I sold it for, I remember I got the yarn on sale. With shipping and everything, I got a little bit more than the yarn's worth. So like probably 50% more than I paid for it. I don't know. It was like a couple of dollars in the end. So was compared to the amount of work I put in, I do not want to calculate the amount of cents my hourly wage were, but it was kind of okay. It wasn't a pair of gloves that I would have kept for myself. So for me, it was actually just nice to sell something out of my stash and put that money back into my yarn fund, is what I call it. Um, but for a future time, I might want to see if I can sell them for more. Also, what was with these gloves were I only had that one skein of yarn, and when I was done, there was no yarn left, so I wasn't able to color control them as such. Um, I wasn't able to color control them as such. Let's see here. I'm just trying to get the photo related here so I can get you Photos. And we have to add a photo. Would that work? No. Just a moment, guys. I'm almost there. Because I'm afraid if I pull that one, then that will give me issues later on. I'd rather not that. So now we just need to match this with the screen. And I'm gonna pop over here. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe this works a bit better. But yeah. And I hear myself double right now, so that's not good either. So I'm not sure if you actually had any audio when I was doing this. I am not. But I hope you did. That was the gloves I was making. And yeah. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's probably what I need to do. Like this? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's the gloves I made, and I sold them for a bit, and everybody was happy. I sold them on the Facebook site for General Crafts, and I definitely would like to get some more for it. But I was happy selling them because obviously I just got the cash to put in my yarn stash or yarn budget. No worries. Hello, Crafty Snail Mum. Lovely to see you. Don't worry. Yeah, I have to get ready for work soon as well. Work starts in 12 minutes, so I don't have a long time. So we need to slowly wrap up this one. I don't know. Maybe he was born doing it, but he's been doing it for 12 years, which is amazing. Hello, Lulu. Nice to see you here. It is absolutely... We're getting close to the end, unfortunately, because I have to start work soon. Totally sucks. But that means that if this seems to be a good time for some of you guys, then I may have to actually, especially if I do end up unemployed, do these morning ones once in a week as well still. Michael says this Friday, he's doing some unboxing video because someone has sent me a big order from Premier and a huge order from Hirschner's. Oh, sweet. So, that's probably companies I won't be doing unboxings from because shipping it to Europe and then paying import tax on it makes it less of a good deal in general. Or I need to find some friends somewhere to put a low amount of the actual content and then just send it to me. Maybe that's easier if I can get something cheaper that way. I'll send you yarns for Europe. Trade. Bye, Linda. Have a great day. Enjoy breakfast. And yeah, I will have to start work in a minute. It's a shame. It's a shame. Just catching up right now. Yeah, they look lovely. It's made in the Hobby Carnival yarns, colorway Rio de Janeiro, maybe something like that. It was a lovely color. I liked how they worked up, but I think it would have been really cool also if they just worked up same. But yeah, as I said, I have more similar yarns, so I might actually have to do more of these sort of projects. Definitely. Yeah, absolutely, definitely. The yarn fairy as well, loving you. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I still need to catch up on all these. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. As I said, according to the Pickwick Tea, you all deserve a hug today. Except for the family that I stick to just wanting to hug at the beginning, I'd like to give you all a hug as well. So I'm gonna hug you guys, and I'm gonna be very sad I had to kind of leave for work. Which is really, really sad because now people are really starting to pop in, right? Lulu is coming in as well here, and everyone. So basically what I'm going to say is for those that still have to sleep, I wish you an absolutely wonderful sleep with great, wonderful, deserving dreams about yarn and crochet or something else, whichever your wishes desire, but some wonderful dreams. I wish you all wonderful virtual hugs from me. Thank you for staying around, hanging around with me. Thank you to those that are supporting me. Thank you for rewatching this live if you're rewatching it. Just thank you. Thank you for being you. That's the point. Thank you for being you. You are all amazing, each in your very own. Keep in mind, whichever craft you do, it's amazing. Keep doing it. It keeps our mind creative, and the longer we can stay creative, the longer we can also stay mentally fit for when we once grow old. And hopefully we can get and keep doing this for years. What I'm gonna do is saying thank you so much for hanging around with me. I'm sorry I cannot hang out longer with you guys. I'm definitely probably gonna be able to in the future, and I'm looking forward for doing that as well. Until I see you again, I'm going to say take care and happy crafting. Enjoy your tea, enjoy your day, enjoy your night. Bye.